For us, it's pretty simple. We're trying to build a culture here in a place that, from a cross-country distance running perspective, it hasn't always existed. There's been some really big moments here, but it's not been particularly consistent. And what we're looking for, trying to find young men and young women that are going to come here. They're excited about extracting the degree and the opportunities that are going to exist, not necessarily in the 4 years here, but the next 40 years. But we're also trying to find those men and women that are really ambitious with their running and want to see how far they can go in the window of time that they have here, and that they're willing to sacrifice and focus on those two priorities, right? The academic experience and the athletic experience. But let's go warm up, and I'll see you when you get back, okay?
I love this team. It's the reason I came here, when I was choosing between schools. Is this our one? Harvard really stood out because I felt like I really loved the team and the team culture here. It's changed a lot over the past few years. I feel like in certain ways our team's gotten a lot more serious. That's why I wanted to come back after the Olympics, is to help our team and to, basically give our best shot at NCAAs. And we really want to get it done. We've been trying really hard for a long time.
It's taken a while to get there. In 2017, we were 8th at HEPS my first year, and I think within about 26 months, we were able to get to 15th in the country on the men's side. This has been building for a while. We talk about the concept of critical mass, like your locker room's about critical mass. When most of the men there in the locker room are concerned with, the correct balance or the ambition, the drive, the team goals, like suddenly everyone gets on board. And so, I think about 3 or 4 years ago, we achieved critical mass, and, particularly from the men's side, it's just generated more and more momentum. We have more and more serious people. And I can tell you, walking in the locker room, like the vast majority of our guys, whether they're seniors down to freshmen, are on the same page and excited about what's going on. And I think the results have shown that. And as such, if you kind of backtrack into the recruiting process, or back calculate into the recruiting process, because of the results that that first group got, or the mid group with Matt Pereira, Ace Iverson, Graham, and the guys right now, like we're starting to get a different type of student athlete that are more focused, even walking in the door with a higher ceiling than perhaps the guys we probably started this journey with 8 years ago.
I think we could all fit on this thing. All right, scoot in. Scoot in. As a team, it's pretty simple, which is just kind of like to do as best we can. I mean, Harvard's tough. It's not for everyone. School is hard. You're not at altitude, and that makes sometimes for a smaller team like us. We have 17 guys right now. But yeah, I think we will really just want to see how well we can compete against those big teams, because I think we think that we can compete with the best of them.
The men, we've got a pace run, 7 minutes easy, 1 times a K. Again, let's just make sure 80-85%. We get into it, make sure it's controlled, and let's not leave it out there. 3, 2, ready. The big goal for us today is to flush out the remnants of fatigue from last Friday. We took a shot last Friday. From a fitness standpoint, it was really the last one in our window. And so you're really trying to do 2 things. With some aspect of the group, we want to make sure that we're pretty rested for Friday, because they're going to need to perform. With others, using Graham, for example, we want to make sure we're doing enough so that he is sharp, not necessarily for this Friday, but for next Saturday. We don't have any residual work in the system, but that we're sharp for next Saturday. With some of these guys, Graham included, we're also considering the fact that 2 weeks later, BU, we're going to try to go get the standards. We're trying to be a little restrained. That's one of the things we've worked on this year. He's been a little bit more patient than normal, and he's found that fitness builds equally well. So, it's an important lesson to learn.
You don't want to go too hard. Like the hard efforts are to come, and even like this Friday when we run NCAA regionals, that'll be a good effort that can build my fitness. And so today, we were just trying to keep it controlled. Yeah, my season's been very different than what I'm used to, and probably how people in the collegiate scene usually train. For me, I was racing all the way until mid-August at the Olympics.
I think at this point, Graham's just going to let Shane lead. Stay calm. All good. This is certainly a very controlled effort. 323. So now we're starting to get into real rhythms. So that's one of the things we try to contain. We don't want them running through the zone, so to speak. And some of these shorter efforts, we still want it to be threshold. We don't want it to be a tempo effort.
Relaxed-ish, yeah. Relaxed-ish. I mean, mileage comes down, it all gets easier, but.
We got to the Olympics and it was his 5th race. Like, it was his 5th race since, I think, cross country. The Olympic trials was week 11, that's when fitness really was starting to move. But the Olympics was week 17, so we almost got a chance to run what we call a full macro cycle. And so we are starting to see some of the strength gains this fall that we realized this summer that didn't necessarily show up at Paris. I think we have the timing down, and I think he's in a really good spot now.
Let's get into spikes. With a couple of sharp strides, okay? We're gonna do one effort, but we're gonna cut down, okay? So you wanna make sure you're ready to move. We're gonna have a little input from 400 to 600 meters, so we're starting to move. The first big change is 6 to 8, last big change is 8 to 1,000. Just make sure you control it, see it all the way through the line, okay? Have fun with it, but let's not leave our races.
I think it. We'll throw in just a 1K, and it's a 1K build-up, so just to kind of simulate the last part of the race. So you like run the first 600 about race pace, and then try to pick up again those last 400 meters. And so yeah, it's kind of a staple workout here at Harvard, and it's kind of how we try to play to our strengths during races, which is like really trying to wind up those the last kilometer of those races where it really gets tough. I don't want to limit our goals because I think, on a good day, I think we could really hold up with the best of them. I would love to win, so and that's what I'm planning on trying to do. So I'm super excited to get out there and race again and try to defend that.